Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money to spend. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money at all. Living like a poor man is not easy for this world. Hey. If you don't get the money, what do you go do? Tell me, what do you go say? When the kids are crying, yeah, landlord to the wait. Wahala dey for work side. The woman to the trouble you. But let me tell you, a hungry man is an angry man. To make you turn to God, oh, my brother. For this world is full of greed, full of hate, full of suffering. Make it stop your lying, my brother. Stop your cheating, oh. Stop your hate, everything, oh. I say stop your fornicating, hey. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money to spend. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money at all. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money to spend. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially if you don't have money at all. Yeah.
Okay. Living like a poor man is not easy, especially when you don't have money to spend. We thank you very much, Jeduble Ambule. Just in case you've joined us, you're listening to Bode Radio right here in Deutschland, Hanover, precisely. And normally, I think I need entertainment corner, but because of one or two, we have here in the house somebody very special. We're going to have an exclusive interview live on Bode Radio, live on Facebook. So, if you've joined us, please keep your dials firmly locked here at the right place with the right guys. Okay? We love you. We love you. Without you, there wouldn't have been a radio station like this. Yeah. Manjua.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. And as you can see, we are not, we have somebody special in our midst. So there's going to be an exclusive interview live on Bode Radio. So we will need your help. You have to share, like, and then comment and invite. This is what you have to do. Because we need your help, your support to share the video, like the video, and then comment the video too. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you are in Ghana, if you are in Nigeria, if you are in Canada, if you are in US, UK, Belgium, Spain, wherever you are part of Gode Radio. We care about you too. So, Adwa,
Yes.
do you have something to support?
Yeah, what I will tell them is that today we are sorry we couldn't present Entertainment Corner.
No, it looks as
But
if
we have-
it looks as if I'm lost somewhere
Then you
in the
push-
camera. I have to come closer a bit.
Yeah, then
that's
it's
good.
Today we couldn't present to them, but it's also good that we have somebody in the house and he will introduce himself.
Of course.
I don't want to make mistake because maybe he's here. If I say anything, then I will say it wrong. So it's better we allow him to introduce himself.
Okay.
Because I did the advert already. I pasted it on Facebook and then on WhatsApp. So I think people watched it. And without wasting my time, I would like to welcome our viewers. Paul Jan Bakker, you welcome on board. Ushi Pip, we come on board. Francis Boatin, thanks for joining. Kwame Boatin, you've joined, thank you very much. Akosia Tre UK, you welcome. Efia Dente, Hanover, you welcome. Emmanuel Picola, you welcome. Max the Priest, you welcome. I know a lot of you are in different countries, different areas, so I will beg you to share the video and invite people to come and watch. Right now, we have a guest here, and we're going to have an interview with him. So it's better you stay tuned, and please share the video. Gode Radio is there for you, and we are here to educate and to learn.
Living like a
I
poor
welcome you all once again on board. Have a nice Sunday evening with us. Thank you very much.
Living like a poor man, I say, will not be easy. Imba, imba, imba. Poor man in trouble, I say, no be common, oh. Samati, Savannah, Living like a poor man, it's not easy. Especially if you don't have money to spend. Living like a poor man, it's not easy.
Right. As you can see, time is not on our side, so we have to just run things right now. Mr. Abayomi Bankole.
Really.
Mr. Bankole.
Yes.
Gode Radio welcomes you into the studios.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Who is Mr. Bankole? Who is Abayomi Bankole?
Well, my name is Abayomi Bankole, as you just said. And I've been living in this country, Germany, for the past 47 years. I came in 1972. And when I came into this country, I think there were not many Africans living in Hanover. I think we were about roughly 30 Africans, and today we have more than 5,000 in Hanover alone, and then the whole of Lower Saxony we have more than 20,000 Africans living now in the north. Right. I came from Nigeria, and I was with the Nigerian Air Force, and then decided to leave the Nigerian Air Force to come and sojourn and train with the Lufthansa. But the money was too exorbitant, so that I have to do the whole thing on my own. And but I had a very nasty experience when I came into this country, because they said I deserted the Nigerian Air Force, so I was not allowed to study in this country, because the German government was severely involved in economic business with Nigeria, and they wouldn't want to jeopardize this liaison with Nigeria.
Okay.
Right? And so that's why they said they would not tolerate anybody who deserted the army or the air force to study in this country, right?
Okay.
Although it was not directly said to me, but
You felt it.
Well, on the long run, it was being revealed to me that this is the cause why I could not study, right? Yeah.
Okay, so if I chip in now, which part of are you Yoruba?
Yes, I'm a Yoruba man, born in the east, in Enugu, but my parents are from the west, and so I left the east when I was still very, very young. Yeah.
I think I can see for an African to rise up to this far, you've endured a lot. You've gone through many stages in life here in Germany.
Yes. I mean, when we came to this country, we haven't got the opportunity of knowing the facilities the government has imposed for us, like this social system they have. We don't have that in Africa,
Okay.
so we're not used to it. So a lot of our boys those days, they were hardworking, right? We earn our own money to exist, right? And most of us that came into this country those days, they're studying or they're doing something apprenticeship so that they have something to live on, right? The most important thing was those days that you have to learn the German language, and the help people are getting today, we were not getting in those days, right? Because we have to pay for everything.
It was
ourselves.
very difficult then.
Right, we have to pay for everything ourselves. And when I got to the immigration office and told them I would, because I came with a visiting visa into this country, and I would like to stay. They said they have nothing against it, but if I don't speak the German language, the next 3 months I have to leave.
Oh God!
Right, and so I just have to force myself to learn the language. And every day I was sitting in front of the television and saying everything they were saying on the television, just saying it after them without understanding what it means, right? And, so I used to watch the parliamentary debate in Bonn. That time, the capital of Germany was Bonn. Yeah. And there was a politician, the head of the Social Democratic Party, Mr. Willy Brandt.
Okay.
He speaks slowly and clearly. Okay. So when he's speaking, I used to emulate him and say everything he was saying right without understanding. So I bought myself some books and I was teaching myself at home until I got an information that I can learn German in the college Karl Duisberg Gesellschaft. Actually, this is meant for people who want to go directly to the university to study. Right? And so we were paying one mark 50 per hour those days, right? So if you stay 2 hours there, you pay 3.
So were you paying the money on your own? Or?
Yes. Yeah, we were paying it from our own pocket. No government support. Nothing. We don't know all this. Although those days here, the possibility of getting government support was given if you fulfill the criteria.
Okay.
Right? But we just don't know about all this because we're not used to such things in Africa, where we come from, right? And so we have to pay everything from our own pocket, and that's why our people go about working in the factories and the industries and with Coca-Cola and what you call them, right? So that they can make some living those days, right? Yeah.
So.
And
so now, okay, I think now the migrants, most of the migrants know who Mr. Bankole is now through Gode Radio. Okay, what do you do? Your current position and I don't know what you do now.
Well, I am a freelance insurance broker. Self-employed since
Selbstständig.
since 1990. Right, I've been on my own, and I think I've been engaged in social work to help other Africans not to experience the same bad things I have experienced in this country. For instance, that I'm not allowed to study. Right. Later, they apologized for that, and they said, "Okay, your cause is understandable that you're trying to help your people." And I was able to speak the German language in 3 months.
Magic.
I was able to speak the German language in 3 months, and so they gave me a visa of 3 years, just like that.
Okay.
Right. And although they say I'm not allowed to work, right? But after about 6 months, I went back to them and said, I want to start, because I'm not allowed to study, I want to start an apprenticeship. So they changed that I can now work, right? And then, so when I was doing my apprenticeship as I don't know the English word
You
for
say
it, but
it in Dutch.
fine mechanica. I had an accident with my finger, right?
Okay.
So I was on sick leave for more than 9 months because
The finger was not functioning well.
they have to operate it 3 times
Okay.
to get it back to some stage, and so I have to change. And then I started pursuing my dream of becoming a pilot, and so I was attending the pilot school in Hanover here. So I was flying in Hanover all around.
So you can fly in Hanover right now, eh?
Yeah, but I don't have the license again because you have to renew your license every year, right? And it costs a lot of money.
And that Osbedon, did you learn it on your own, or you paid it on your own?
Yes.
Mr. Van
Like,
you were strong.
if I used my own, I came as a teacher here, and I started learning the Dutch course, and I took my certificate, and they said they don't know my certificate is anerkannt, that they don't,
Unbekend, okay.
yeah, they don't know it. So if I want to be a teacher, I didn't say I want even to manage a class. I said I want to start from the kindergarten.
Yeah.
But they said my certificate is not known, so I have to start everything afresh. And I learned the Dutch course. I did this Berufsintegration Maßnahmen.
Yeah.
And then later on, they took me to one school, but I was not fortunate. The head of the school was not all that nice. So my interest got killed. Then I have to search for work on my own. So that is how I ended it. But it's still on the computer. So maybe if one day I get Kundigon from my work, then maybe I can fight and pursue my dream.
Now.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what normally happens to us, because when we came in here, those days, right, they were not accepting our certificate as equal to their own certificate here. So our certificates have been degraded.
Yeah.
Right? And this is part of the fight we are fighting today as NGOs and political advisors to the government, that they should not just be downgrading our certificates. It must be evaluated, right, correctly, so that we don't waste time. And most especially nowadays, where the Germans said they need specialists, so they think if you take your certificate to the Chamber of Commerce, right, it will be evaluated, and then you see the equivalent of what you.
Okay, I would like you to mention the name again. Where, if maybe someone is watching, he or she is having a certificate here in Germany and want to further maybe the course, or want to continue whatever he or she studied in Africa. So you said the person can go to where?
So Chamber of Commerce, they call it IHK.
IHK,
Yeah.
okay.
Industry and Handelskammer.
Yeah.
That's Chamber of Commerce in English.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chamber of
And they are here in the Berliner Allee. I don't know the house number. Berliner Allee, right? And I think it costs you about 500 euro to get it evaluated, but we are still fighting on that it will not cost anything. Yeah,
Okay.
but we're not successful. We've not succeeded, but we are fighting that. We're fighting that, right? And apart from that, you have the international office at the University of Hannover, Leibniz University. Yeah, where you can go for advice if you bring your certificate. If you come with a certificate from Africa or any other part of the world, you go there and say, I want to study that and that and that. So they can tell you, okay, you are qualified to study for this or that, right?
But they won't degrade your certificate that you don't know, or you have to change your certificate first before you go to the University of Hanover, which is Leibniz.
One thing is that the university cannot degrade you or upgrade you, right? All what they say is that this what your requirements are to study here, right? And if you show them your certificate, they know that because they call it international office, they have their own experience, but they are not eligible to evaluate your certificate. It is the Ministry of Education that does that.
Okay.
Right? So that you have to send your things to
Industry and Handelskammer.
Industry and Handelskammer. No, you take it there, so they evaluate it, and then if they evaluate it, you take it to the Ministry of Education, and then they will stamp on it and say, then it's okay.
Okay. From your speech, you said you have an NGO here for Africans, and what is the name?
The CEO.
CEO, yeah.
Yeah, we've experienced a lot of racism and antagonism because of our skin. And I could remember 1975, I was beaten up,
Ish.
yeah. And
Was it white people or
yes. In the
what
district.
happened?
I just don't know, because we were helping one another. We have an African association those days with late Mr. George Money.
Like the Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Mr. Baide from Eritrea, and a lot of other people. Yeah. Johnny Holbrook, may he so rest in peace, right? Also from Ghana, right? And so we said we just have to form ourselves together. We come together to prevent each and everyone individually being molested and being beaten up, right? And so I got married in 1975, and some guests could not come on my wedding day, and so they came a week later. And because the area I was living is a government area, right? I could not be celebrating every day because the party took about 3 days. So we decided to go to the disco, and getting to the disco, we met another guy from Eritrea who just arrived, and he said he's looking for a place to sleep. So Mr. Baide from Eritrea was our secretary those days, and so I decided to call him if he can accommodate that guy, right? And I couldn't get him at home, so I told them in the disco there where we were, I said, look, okay, I cannot get the person I want to call, right? So instead of them giving me my money, they said I should leave the restaurant. I said, why? So I didn't say much, and then they just
Pounced on you?
yeah, and then so the police have to come, and so I took them to court, and even the magistrate was calling me nigger. You know,
Hey.
yes, and but you could not do anything because we're not strong. But any magistrate that will do that today,
Will be in jail.
No, I won't say in jail, but we will face the
Fine.
consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will face the consequence, right? And so this is what prompted us to say we must
Unite.
rally around together, and so because a lot of people, mostly Africans, were not allowed to enter the discotheques, right?
I think now, right now too, it has reduced a bit because
I myself I'm a DJ in a club.
Yeah.
Every weekend, I'm there. You know, I even have the video of the securities.
Yeah.
When you enter, at the entrance, they will screen you very well. They have to search through your bag and your pocket and everything. But one thing I've observed from these Africans is that the moment they enter there, most of them
misbehave.
They misbehave. They chase these white ladies. They chase them a lot.
My brother, everybody is free in this country, right? And it is not the duty of the security in that discotheque to protect the interests of the girls. The girls can protect their interests
themselves. They are not children.
So, and because we are living in a free world, yeah. And if the girls don't want to be molested, they'll tell you, "Don't molest me. I don't want to talk to you." Right. So it is not the duty of the security to say you cannot talk to that girl. What if that girl wants to talk to you? Yeah. Are they going to say she should not talk to you?
Because right now in Hanover here, there are some discos. Up till now, they don't allow blacks to enter. And and some of these Arabs too.
We have this problem is known, and there's a law in this country that's they call anti-discrimination law, right? Yeah, they call it AGG, yeah. And it says if you feel discriminated, yeah, they don't allow you to enter the disco because of the color of your skin, the color of your eye, because of your disability, because you are gay.
Is that a disability being like black?
No. I mean, if you're disabled,
okay,
yeah, right. You can make a report to the police, yeah, or you come to me, and then we take it up because we've taken it so far that some of these people are being fined. Okay. The discotheque owners, right?
Okay.
And if they do it the second time or the third time and they are caught and it is being proven, then they risk losing the license.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, so I would like to explain this side more for people to, like, if you go anywhere and you find any discrimination, they say black person is not allowed to enter, or sometimes they use some tricks. Okay, me, if I go there, my husband is playing, so I don't have any problem. If I'm going with 5 people, they will allow me to go inside with them. But sometimes when these black guys, or I think the girls, they allow inside.
They allow the girls.
But it's only the men that are having these problems.
Yeah.
So if you are there, you used to encounter this problem, then maybe you find, I think you find witness. That one will be better. So that if he comes to you.
Okay. You know, since I'm an advisor to the government here, the state government, right? Because since 8 years now, I've been in the commission in the parliament there to advise the government on integration and all these things, and also in Rathaus, they call it International Committee on Migration and participation, right? So this is why we are fighting against such a thing, right? If our people will listen to us, anytime you feel discriminated, you want to enter a disco, and they say no, make sure you have a witness and ask them why, right?
Yeah.
So then you come to us, and then we know how to push it further, right?
And I think it's not only disco. Sometimes
some
on
restaurants,
the way inside the barn, or sometimes in some restaurants, they do that to black people.
Saying what? That you cannot eat there or what?
Yeah.
Some would
If
never
you go there,
say it directly to you,
they
but
won't say it direct.
Yeah,
But
what
maybe
do
they have seats there. You just take, maybe you guys will sit on one seat. And the way the servers will attend to you is like, if you see things on your own, you think, it's like I'm not welcome here. You understand? You know how some of them do their things.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you cannot prove to them that
They are doing racist, yeah.
And because it happens to me as well, and then I tell them to fuck off and then leave that place and go to another place. Yeah, it happens to me as well, right? Well, I mean, because of my position in this country as the president of the African Association, Umbrella Association in Lower Saxony, there was a time I had an accident, right? And I wasn't at fault. The cyclist was at fault, and although my car was damaged, but it was not so heavily damaged that I could not just tell the lady to go. But I said, okay, if I should tell her to go now and I drive off, she will call the police and say I hit her and run.
yeah.
So let the police come and just, take down the particulars and note that I wasn't at fault, right? Okay. So that's why I called the police. But when the police came, he was so nasty that he told the girl that, do you have a handy with camera? The girl said yes. And so take some pictures of what happened so that he doesn't have the chance of
running,
becoming rich.
Hey.
Yeah. So I said, I'm more intelligent than you are.
You guys.
And then I asked from which police station he is. He said from this and this police stations. I said okay.
Maybe
and I happened
you
to
didn't understand the language. That is why sometimes when they see the black people, they think, oh, this one maybe cannot even understand what I'm saying. So he said it in Dutch that he make photos so that you will not be rich. But God Saidank,
and
you understand them.
Coincidentally, I know his boss. So then I said, greetings to Mr. So. He was shocked. I said, So then both the police officers went to their car and then later came back to say, since the accident, there is nobody injured, right? We will treat the accident as not been recorded. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. You know?
Meaning you guys suffered there, but now I think you've paved the way for us now.
That's right, because a lot of our people they were being molested. I think we must be fair. There are some Africans here that came into this country, and they have nothing to do but to sell drugs.
That one is not good.
They were selling drugs openly, and so when the police catch up with them, they used to naked them in the public and start searching them. And so there was an encounter I had with the police in this aspect, right? And so I told them, when they stopped me, they said, if I can identify myself, I said, yes, but you people you're driving roughly. Yeah. So they looked at me, then I gave them my complimentary card, right? And then they looked at me and then entered their car, made some phone calls, and then came out of the car and said, sorry, you are the wrong person. I said, what do you mean by that? Then they said, because I came out from a house they were observing. I said, where is it written that you are observing a house? So they said, sorry, and then jumped into their car and then drove off, right? So that was why I decided, I said, we have to talk to one another.
Yeah.
And I spoke to the Lord Mayor of Hanover, who was very skeptical if it will work. And he said, okay, he's in compliance with what I said, my plan, and I should have to talk to the Inspector General of Police. I said, okay. So I went there and spoke to him. He was of the opinion, yeah, we should give it a trial. I said, we have to talk to one another. And how do we do that? We have to play football with one another, right? So we agreed, the state, the police force, and the African community. And this is how we started 12 years ago to play football.
So this flyer you gave, that one,
that is
meaning you're going to play football with the police
yes.
and some
Let
other
me bring
associations.
the flyers here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, then, yeah, bring it.
Right, and at the initial stage, some Africans were afraid that if they come there, the police will arrest them. I said, look, that will not happen in this country, right? And so we said, okay, we're not going to play police against Africa, right? We want to play police and Africa together. So we drop all the names in a bowl and then just draw, yeah. So we have a mixed team playing on that day, right? And it was fantastic because within 5 minutes, Africans and policemen were speaking to one another, right?
And no one was afraid whether he or she is having document or...
Yeah. So
okay, then it was good.
Yeah, we cooked African food and...
some of them ate.
They ate, we drank, and we had a gospel choir from Christian Hope, who came to play there, and it was fantastic music here. So after eating, the police and the Africans, they were dancing together there, and this thing was being videoed, yeah. And so when we showed it to the police chief, right, the Inspector General of Police, he said, wow, these are my police dancing with Africa hand in hand, right? That's we have to continue, right? And this is why we have at least contributed to to normalizing the relationship between Africans and the police in the region of